Alright guys, we have a list of ages of different people. See, there are some ages we had checked using the count functionality. Let us check once again probably. Ages.count of 12. See, it returns 2. Whereas ages.count of 70 it returns 0, whereas some other value, say 25, returns 1, 23, it's returning 2. See, look at let us print the ages so that we can refer it again. Print ages. See, these are the values. I cannot verify it manually. I am believing, but still if I want to verify, it's taking me some time to check whether the answer returned is right or not. Also, I couldn't get an idea of what is the age group of people they are living in that city. Something like that. Say, for example, this area has a lot of youth population, or this area has a lot of senior citizens. Something like that. Some kind of inference I couldn't make out from this data. Do you think is there some way if I modify this list you can infer something? Just give it a thought. Yes, one simple way if you would think out is if the data is sorted, that is it is arranged in ascending order or descending order, something like that. If it is sorted, we can get an idea what is the minimum value, what is the maximum value, or maybe you examine the mid positions to get the average roughly, something like that. You can get some analysis if you can get some more idea than having the list like this. If it is sorted, that is if it is arranged in some ascending or descending order, you can get some more idea. So let us see how can we sort it. There are some sorting algorithms. You would have heard of techniques like bubble sort, quick sort, merge sort. Don't worry if you haven't heard of it. Nothing. It's not a problem. It's not a rocket science. Don't worry if you haven't heard of it. You can definitely learn it. In fact, we'll be teaching some sorting technique in our course as well. Also, Python has a functionality which lets you sort the numbers even if you don't know any of the sorting techniques. Just say sort, it will sort the numbers for you. So let us see how sorting can be done. Ages.sort. This is the way you will get the sorted list. See, ages would have been sorted. Now I want to print the sorted functionality. So let me say print ages. I have used the history lookup using the up arrow. Okay. See, now the ages has been sorted. Now you can verify count of 23 was 2. Yeah, there are two values 23. In the previous list, since it was distributed some way, I couldn't really check if it is correct or not. So something like that. Just not for checking, but we can make many analysis. The least is a 1-year-old kid to the eldest person in the city is 87-year-old person. So here just 2 are senior citizens and till 35 you can generally consider as youth. So yeah, more youth is there in this particular fictitious city that we have considered. Probably because I'm an youngster who's typing in the ages, I have used age that is young. It all depends. So you can make some analysis, right? That's what is the point. Sorting, by sorting you can get some analysis. It will be easier. So sorting is one such technique that will make most of your things handy. It will make most of your things simple. Your complicated life would be made simplified with the sorting technique. So This is the way how you can sort it. In case you want to reverse it, what is the method? That is, you want it in the reverse sorted fashion. Sort will generally do it in the ascending order. So if you want the descending or ascending order is nothing but the elements, if you would see 1 less than 2 less than 3, that is, if you go in this way from left, you will see the numbers in increasing order. Like see, if you have 7 here, something less than 7 will definitely lie to the left of it. It will never come in the right of it. If the numbers are arranged in that way, if you take any number, all numbers less than that will be in the left side and all greater than that will be in the right side. If the numbers are arranged in this fashion, then you call that the numbers are arranged in ascending order. And if you want the numbers to be arranged in descending order, what is the way? Just think for some time, you will get the idea. I hope you got the idea. Nothing. Just if you would print this thing in the reverse order, it is descending order. Descending order is nothing but, as I had said, if you would scan from the left, the numbers will go in the decreasing trend. So 87, if I say in the reverse order, 87, 82, 57, 42. See, if at this point 42, the numbers that are before it, that is, if you would read it from the left to right, if you just assume that it's a left to right, in that case you will get the numbers on the left will be greater than it and the numbers on the right will be less than it. If this is true for all numbers in that sequence, this is what we call as a sequence mathematically. In nothing but a list. In that list, if all numbers are like this, then you call that the list is sorted in descending order. Descending is decreasing order, ascending is increasing order. Ascend and descend, they say, right? For mountain, if you are climbing up the mountain, they call it as ascend, and climbing down the mountain is called the descent, right? So that's how the name comes, ascending order and the descending order. So let us see how can we make it descending order. As I had said, by reversing the list, that is, by reading in the reverse order, you are getting it. So can we reverse the list? Yes, we can. There is a functionality called reverse. Let us see that. ages.reverse. Reverse. See, it got reversed. So let us print it now. See, as I had said, it is in the reverse order, 87, 82, 57 and so on. It is in the reverse order. It is now in the descending order. So by reversing again back, you will get the ascending order. So you alternately keep reversing, you will get ascending and descending order. Once you apply sort, you will get the ascending order. And if you keep reversing, you will toggle between ascending and descending order. Okay, this ordering of numbers comes handy in many situations, and please note this method by which you can use a built-in Python functionality to perform this sorting operation. That is arranging in a particular order. That is what you call as sorting technically, sorting operation. Fine. So let us see some other powerful technique using lists. For that, let me consider some other data set, the student data set that I had said you. Let us have some data. Okay, students data set. Let me just have some fictitious data. Students equal to some names. Let me say, I had to use double quotes, sorry. Arun. I'll say Rajesh. I'll say, for example, Harish. Some 3 girls. Akanksha. Lakshmi. Varsha. Some names. I have taken some list of students. Are they first sorted? I don't think so. I had just randomly entered the names. See, why do I sort them? Because that's how generally we store, right, in academic records. In an alphabetical order, they'll be arranged, and that is called the attendance order. So let me sort them. We have just now learned how to sort. We'll apply the technique students.sort. So they would have been sorted. So let us print students. Yeah, they have been sorted. Akanksha, Arun, Harish, Lakshmi, Rajesh, Varsha. So these are the students we have in our class. Just assume that. So in that, let us assign the roll numbers to them. Let us say, as I had said, you can have it as 0. Generally our roll numbers will start from 1, but computers start from 0. So to counter that, you can either make changes in your programs as you write code in the future, or you can intelligently insert some dummy values at the 0th position. That is, the first value that you see is index 0. At 0th index, insert some dummy value. Then you can manage this as 1, 2, 3. So let us do this way of managing this as 1, 2, 3 by inserting a dummy value in the 0th position. So let me say, let us insert the course name, for example. So let me say, how would I insert at a specific position? We had seen using the insert function, right? So let me say students dot insert at the position 0. 0 is the first position. See, the computer's perspective and the human's perspective differ by 1. So for first position for humans is 0th index for computer. So at 0th position, let me insert the course name, for example, JOC. This is our course name. I have inserted it. Right? Now, let me print. See, I have inserted it, a dummy variable. Right? And now, I wanted to extract a subset of students. What do I mean by that? There are some 6 students in my data set, in my class basically. Data set is something, but in my data, 6 students I have considered, some 6 random names I have considered. There are some 6 students. I want to extract subset, that is a few of them only. I don't want to consider every one of them. So how would I do that? This is a special operation called slicing. Let me write that for you. Slicing.